Welcome to today's video. We are continuing the ESP32 programming with the I2C LCD. We will also display analog input reading on the LCD. Drag the HD44780 display to the program and double-click on it. Click on the New Type button. You can add multiple displays if required. Here, you can select the pins that should be connected to a 4-bit mode LCD. Select Connection via I2C. Observe the required ESP32 pins for the I2C LCD connection. Connect the LCD to the ESP32 with the pins shown here, and then to the computer. I am using an I2C LCD with 2 rows and 16 columns. The I2C address of the display should go here. You can scan for the I2C address from the Data Bus option of the Tools menu. Step 1 is to select the controller type, ESP32 in my case. Next, upload the sketch required to scan for the address. Click on Next after upload. Select the required port number and click on the Connect button to display the address. Then exit. Go back to the display settings and input the display address. Input some characters to be shown on the LCD. Select the row and column where the display should start. Right-click on the input of the display and select Invert. Then upload the code to the ESP32. Now, let's display the counter block output on the LCD. Change the constant data on the display to count and select to center. Place a label above the display to show its contents. Drag a generator into the program and invert its input. Select the symmetrical multi-vibrator with a pulse length of 500 milliseconds. Drag in a counter block. Select when the upper limit is reached with a constant of 11. Select to set the current value with a constant of 0. Now, copy and paste the display block. Double-click on it and change the data type to input. Select row 2 and to center. Also, copy and paste the label and change the text to counter value. Note that the output of the counter is colored blue because it gives out a number, while the input of the display is colored green to receive a string variable. A number to string converter block is required here from the type conversion block group. Drag and place the converter string block between the counter and the display. Draw connections between the blocks. Upload the code to the ESP32. Observe how the counter value is increased from 0 to 10 in cycle. To display analog input on the LCD, connect the output of a potentiometer to pin D35 of the ESP32 and the other 2 pins to 3V3 and GND. Remember that the ESP32 pins operate at 3.3 volts. Then add an analog input with the name port to pin D35. Delete the generator and the counter block. Change the display labels to analog text and analog values. Double-click on the first display and change the data constant to analog. Drag the port tag into the program and connect its output to the converter block. When the code is uploaded into the ESP32 and the potentiometer is adjusted from one end to the other, values between 0 and 4095 are displayed. The maximum displayed value is 4095 because the ESP32 analog input pins have 12-bit resolution. The analog input value can be scaled to a required range with the scale block. Draw out the input of the converter string block to remove the connection from the analog input port. Place a scale block between the analog input port and the converter string block and connect them. Double-click on the block and change the upper limit of the input signal to 4095 and the upper limit of the output signal to 100. The display will now show values from 0 to 100 as the potentiometer is adjusted. You can have a 4 to 20 mA transmitter sensor replace the potentiometer to measure industrial parameters through a current to voltage converter module. See the link at the top right corner of this video or in the description. That is about all for now. Thanks for watching. I will see you again soon.